This is my 49er big board after John Lynch said that he had 20 first-round grade on the NFL draft prospects. This is who I believe the 49er 20 draft prospect that they have a first-round grade on is. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe, like the video, and let's go right into it. This is who I believe will be available at pick 11 for the San Francisco 49ers, who will be available at 11 and who I think they have a first-round grade on. If they are projected to be a top 10 pick, I do not have them on my 49er big board. So disclaimer, this is not who I believe is a first-round grade in my own opinion. This is who I think the 49ers have a first-round grade on. Off on the offensive side, I have 6 players who I think the 49ers have a first-round grade on, starting off with our receiver, Luther Burton III from Missouri. Luther Burton III is, I believe, is Kyle Shanahan's dream wide receiver to replace Deebo Samuel. He plays just like Deebo Samuel. With the ball in his hands, he can make electric plays down the field with the balls in his hands. He's more of a yak guy. He can make people miss. Luther Burton is the one and only wide receiver who I have a first-round grade on for the San Francisco 49ers. Going to tight end, I have 2 tight ends. I have Tyler Warren from Penn State and Colson Loveland from Michigan. Those are the only 2 tight ends I believe will the 49ers have a first-round grade on at pick 11. I do not expect them to take a tight end here this early in the draft. I think Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland are great tight ends, though, but I don't think the 49ers will draft them. But I think they have first-round grades on both of those tight ends. Going to the offensive tackle, this one's a little tricky. Offensive tackle, I have Calvin Banks Jr. from Texas. I believe he is the only player who the 49ers have a first-round grade on. I also see the 49ers having a first-round grade on Josh Simmons from Ohio State. But Josh Simmons' injury scares me from having a first-round grade on, and I think the 49ers will have him a early second-round grade on Josh Simmons due to his injury and how they believe he will recover from the injury. Onto injury offensive line, I have Greg Zibble and Tyler Booker as the 2 injury offensive line first-round grades for the 49ers. Now let's go on to the defensive side. Defensive tackle, one of their biggest needs in this year's NFL draft. I have 3 players with first-round grades. I have Walter Nolan from Ole Miss, Derek Harmon from Oregon, and then Kenneth Grant from Michigan. Like I said, those are the 3 defensive tackle who I believe will be available at pick 11. See the 49ers picking any of those 3, Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon, and Kenneth Grant. One of those 3 are for sure going to be a Niner on Thursday. I would say one of those 3 are a San Francisco 49ers when Thursday night comes and the NFL draft start. My pick will be Walter Nolan as the pick 11. In my opinion, I think if they go defensive tackle, it has to be Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolan. On to the edge position, another need for the San Francisco 49ers to get in this year's NFL draft. I have them having a few different edges with first-round grades, starting off with Shamar Stewart, Mikael Williams, Donovan Esorada, do not know his last name, James Pierce Jr., Mike Green, and Jalen Walker. Like I said, this is not who I believe is a first-round talent. This is who I believe the 49ers have a first-round grade on. Let's start off with Shamar Stewart. In my opinion, Shamar Stewart is not a first-round talent at all, especially not at pick 11, where the 49ers most likely have to take him if they want Shamar Stewart. I do not think Shamar Stewart is a top 11 talent in this year's NFL draft. I would rather have someone like Mike Green over Shamar Stewart, someone like Walter Nolan over Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart is just a very raw player. He has a lot of untapped potential, but at pick 11, the 49ers needs to smash this pick. They need to get it right 100% right and have that rookie come in on the defensive line and absolutely dominate in his first year as a NFL rookie. I don't think Shamar Stewart is that guy. If they get it in pick 20s, I would love it, but at pick 11, I do not like this Shamar Stewart pick at all. But as what we heard from rumors, Shamar Stewart and Walter Nolan is the top two draft decisions for the San Francisco 49ers. One of them will be a 49er on Thursday, according to the rumors we are hearing. So on to the linebackers, it will not be as heavy as the edge and defensive tackle. The linebackers I have is Jayon Campbell from Alabama, and then Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker is a linebacker / edge. So basically, Campbell is the only linebacker that I have a first-round grade on, other than Jalen Walker, who could be an edge or a linebacker at the next level. Going on to the cornerback position, I have 2 cornerbacks with a first-round grade. I have Will Johnson and Jahdae Barron from Texas. Will Johnson from Michigan, Jahdae Barron from Texas. Those are the only 2 cornerbacks that I think the 49ers have a first-round grade on. And Will Johnson Johnson and Barron could both be off the board, but I have a good feeling that they both will be on the board at pick 11. Other cornerbacks who I think they have a second round grade on is Azareye'h Thomas from Florida State. He is my favorite cornerback in this year's draft class. That is a day 2 player. My favorite cornerback in this draft class is Uptown Stout, who is a underrated player, one of my sleeper players in this year's draft class. Also, Dorian Porter. They have done extensive work on Dorian Porter, the DB from Iowa State. To finish it off, the safeties, I have Malachi Stark and Nick Ekwonu from South Carolina and Malachi Stark from Georgia. Xavier Watts, I have a second round grade on from Notre Dame. I think he is a second round talent. I do believe that myself, and I do think the 49ers have it the same way. So let's recap all players that I think the 49ers have a first round grade on, starting with Luther Burton III, Tyler Warren, Colson Loveland, Kevin Banks Jr., Greg Zerby, Tyler Booker, Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon, Kenneth Grant, Shamar Stewart, Mikael Williams, Donovan Issa-Rae, James Pierce Jr., Mike Green, Jalen Walker, Jaheim Campbell, Jalon Walker again, Will Johnson, Jaheim Barrett, Malachi Starks, and Nick Ekwonu. Those are my players. Those are 20 players who I think the 49ers have all their 21st round grades on. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop by the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.